When President Vladimir Putin praised veterans of the war in Ukraine this year as the elite who defend the motherland, he cast them as a generation of men ready to lead Russia into the future. It's not frightening to hand the country over to people like this, he said. Yet, the return of Russian soldiers from Ukraine is already straining families and communities, with violent crimes drawing headlines and neighbors on edge. With some 700,000 men still fighting, the country now faces the far larger test of what will happen when they all come home. War veterans often find it difficult to integrate back into civilian society, even with psychological support and rehabilitation programs. Dr. Jenny Mathers, senior lecturer in international politics at Aberystwyth University, told the Moscow Times, "The absence of such support for many Russian war veterans, combined with the emphasis in Russian society on men displaying certain types of masculine behavior, such as toughness, concealing softer emotions such as sorrow or fear, will make it even harder," said Mathers, whose research focuses on Russia's war in Ukraine. Cases of returning soldiers committing crimes have been steadily growing. Experts warn that in some cases, only a short time passed between sentencing and deployment to the front, raising concerns that once back, these fighters may turn their anger on those involved in their prosecution. The Foundation for the Support of Victims of Crime in March called for ending the practice of pardoning men convicted of serious crimes in exchange for fighting in Ukraine. The Kremlin is well aware of these dangers. Putin himself has reportedly identified the return of soldiers as a potential risk to social stability. Reuters reported, citing 3 sources close to the Kremlin. One source told Reuters that the goal is to avoid a repeat of the social upheaval that followed the Soviet Union's war in Afghanistan, when veterans returned to find little support and went on to fuel organized crime in the turbulent 1990s. To minimize public alarm, the Kremlin has instructed pro-government media outlets to play down reports of crimes committed by veterans. The exiled news website Meduza reported the return of thousands of men from the battlefield could also trigger a mental health crisis in Russia, experts warn. Nikolai Klyasov, the human rights commissioner in Siberia's Zabaikalsky region, said that men returning from combat do not want to attend psychotherapy and urged soldiers to visit psychologists with their families. They say, "What? Am I sick or something? What if they put me on some kind of list? Then I could lose my driver's license and won't be able to get a job," Klyasov said.
U.S. President Donald Trump announced he will start selling a gold card visa with a potential pathway to U.S. citizenship. According to Associated Press, the Trump Gold Card will be available for a processing fee and a $1 million contribution after vetting. For companies, it will cost $2 million. The Trump Platinum Card, meanwhile, will be available for a $5 million contribution and will allow foreigners to spend up to 270 days in the U.S. without being subject to U.S. taxes on non-U.S. income. Trump announced a $5 million gold card in February to replace an existing investor visa. This is now the Platinum Card. Applicants can sign up now for a wait list for the Platinum Card, but it still needs to be approved by Congress. The actions appear intent on reshaping the visa system for wealthy and high-skilled foreigners despite near-certain legal challenges and widespread criticism that Trump is going beyond presidential authority by sidestepping Congress. The changes, if they survive legal muster, will deliver staggering price increases for high-skilled and investor visas created by Congress in 1990.
We have 2 items for your attention today, sir. A major focus of your administration has been shifting the conversation and shifting the policy dynamics around the issue of immigration, closing the border, preventing illegal immigration, but also, as is the case with the executive order in front of you, opening new pathways for truly extraordinary people to come contribute to America instead of taking away from it. So this executive order is entitled the Gold Card. It will set up a new pathway, a new visa pathway for foreigners of extraordinary ability who are committed to supporting the United States for a payment of $1 million to the U.S. Treasury, or if a corporation is sponsoring them, $2 million by that corporation, and that will give them access to expedited visa treatment as part of this new Gold Card program.
Okay. My friend, why don't you keep that, okay?
Thank you.
That's such a good job. Okay. It's phase one. John, are you happy? Good. And I'm going to ask Howard and Will. Will, could you just give a quick description of what we're doing and what we're signing, et cetera? And
yes, sir.
I will do that. So
we have two items for your attention today, sir. A major focus of your administration has been shifting the conversation and shifting the policy dynamics around the issue of immigration, closing the border, preventing illegal immigration, but also, as is the case with the executive order in front of you, opening new pathways for truly extraordinary people to come contribute to America instead of taking away from it. So this executive order is entitled the Gold Card. It will set up a new pathway, a new visa pathway for foreigners of extraordinary ability who are committed to supporting the United States for a payment of $1 million to the U.S. Treasury, or if a corporation is sponsoring them, $2 million by that corporation, and that will give them access to expedited visa treatment as part of this new Gold Card program.
And one of the biggest problems we have is that people, they go to the best schools and they do great and they get great marks, and then they're thrown out of the country. You're not allowed to stay. This way, a corporation will be able, sort of like a signing bonus in baseball or football, a corporation will be able to get them to stay in the country. And
so historically, the employment-based green card program let in 281,000 people a year. And those people, on average, earned $66,000 a year on average, and they were 5 times more likely to go on assistance programs of the government. So we were taking in the bottom quartile, below the average American. It was illogical. The only country in the world that was taking in the bottom quartile. So what we are doing now is we are going to stop doing that. We're going to only take extraordinary people at the very top. Instead of people trying to take the jobs from Americans, they're going to create businesses and create jobs for Americans. And this program will raise more than $100 billion for the Treasury of the United States of America.
which we'll use for cutting taxes and paying down debt. We think it's going to be very successful. Essentially, we're having people come in, people that in many cases, I guess, are very successful or whatever, and they're coming in, they're going to spend a lot of money to come in, they're going to pay as opposed to walking over the borders, and they may come from jails, prisons, and everything else. These people don't. They're very productive people, and they're going to pay $1 million. The corporation is going to pay $2 million, and it's going to raise billions of dollars, billions and billions of dollars, which is going to go to reduce taxes, pay off debt, and other good things. So, okay, we'll talk about that next, Sarah. Okay.